questions, Kenny?
That shit was ugly.
What was your message to the team in the locker room?
Oh, I said a lot. And I don't know. We're not teaming right now, And sometimes you go through funks, I guess, during the season, but you can go through points in the season where things are not going your way and you start feeling sorry for yourselves, And you see that with a lot of people that get sick, well, our group has something, a virus, and they're feeling sorry for themselves. And nobody's going to care about you, so you got to pick yourself up and come together. And right now we haven't, but we will. It's just, it's we're not good right now. We're just not good. And so you can look at us at the beginning of the season and it's not the same team from one through. It doesn't matter personnel, the spirit that you play with, the enjoyment, the stuff that you need to actually go the extra mile. Right now, we play like really a defeated ball club, and we'll get through it. I'm very confident in that. But right now, it's not like they have to understand what sacrifices people are making for them. Like people are getting off their job early, sitting in traffic to come and see them play. You got cooks that's coming and cooking stuff. You got people that's cleaning up the gym. You got coaches that are staying up at 4 o'clock in the morning. My assistant coach, he has 3 kids and they love their daddy and they want to spend time. He's taking time away from them to get the team ready. So the least you could do is just play together. That's the least. And so that's a little bit of the messaging. They're able, they're able. They're just not doing it right now. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
You said that you're confident that they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But given the newness of this roster, is that an added hurdle to the figuring it out because they just haven't played together yet?
No, they're professional players. So the thing is that they have no choice. We're not gonna, sit around and wait. So the sense of urgency has to be. I'm going to go to home and, I'm on a diet, but I'm going to eat some cookies tonight and maybe watch, a movie or something. I'm not fucking watching that shit again. And I told them I'm not watching that game. I had to sit through and watch them not play with each other, so why would I watch that? And I already know what the answer is. So they have to have some pride about themselves. Like they have to. They're capable. They're all capable. I'm confident in every last person on that roster. Now, the issue is, are they going to be confident in each other? And are they going to give energy to each other? Like give it to each other. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the little things. Spacing the floor for each other, running the floor, picking up when somebody's late, like all that little stuff. That's what they have to do. Traditionally, we have not played like that. Like traditionally. And that was the first time I saw us feel sorry for ourselves. And that's just not good enough. Second time. Because last time against Washington, we did the same thing. It's 2 games in a row. And it's like, I don't care that we lose or we win, it's how. That's got to be the Chicago way. It's how do we do it? And so, and if not, it's just not good enough. We'll see, though. We'll be all right.
Coach, you talked about just now how the team from the beginning of the season is different than the one that we're seeing right now over the last couple of games. I mean, is there anything specifically that you would like to see, maybe even offensively, after a low-scoring night like tonight?
Yeah, I like to see them play for each other more. I like to see them screen for each other, actually run the floor for each other. And when I mean run the floor for each other, I mean run the floor and you may not get the ball, and that's okay. Taylor did that the last game. You saw she was just sprinting down the floor and she wasn't even – I was like, poor baby, look at how she's running, and she was just running that floor and she was stretching out their defense. And so it was creating lanes for her teammates. Now, my question is, are her teammates going to do that for her? And at some point, like our great players have to be great. And everybody knows that. So they're going to build up for it. And so when you see Alanna Deladon, she's doing other things, like she's doing little things, like she's screening. She's posting up hard, even though we can't give it to her. She's committing to, so they create lanes on the backside. If we don't get the ball on the post up, we're not posting up hard. You know what I'm saying? And you have to post up hard to even commit to, like, duck in really hard. And it may not be for you, and that's okay. You just created a wide open 3-point shot for your teammate on the other side of the floor. And that's what winning is. You know, that's what winning is. And the fact that we're driving and we're kicking and we're staying in the lane and not spacing out for your teammates, like, it just shows where our team mindset is right now. And so we just have to, but we're capable of it. So I can critique them and stuff like that. And I know that we're capable of it. They just have to want to do it. That's all.
Hey, Coach. So you kind of already spoke about the lack of selflessness within the offense. Just kind of zooming in a little bit more, like looking at the process. Is there anything like schematically that's going on that you see, or is it just all kind of effort?
No, it's just where our mindset is not very altruistic. You know, we're not, you know, we're not playing selfless. That's a good way to put it. So we're shooting bad shots and we're not working their defense. They switched on us and we just raised up and shot over the top of them, just gave them what they wanted, you know, and that's no recipes for success. Even if you're making those shots, those are the most inefficient shots that you can shoot over the top of somebody after dribbling it 3 times. And that's throughout our roster. It's contagious. Like, who's going to drive it and collapse the defense and move it? How many times did you see that in the first half? But how many times do you see dribble, pull? You know, like, I don't coach teams like that. I can't coach basketball like that. And so, you know, we tell them, we watch video. But tonight I'm not watching. They have to decide. I saw it. They have to decide what they want to do. You know, we'll probably watch video in the next couple of days, but I'm not going to sit up here and scream at the moon and say, do this, and you don't do it. You know, it's got to be a level of professionalism there.
And then, of course, Morgan's only been back for 2 games now, but you've been leaning into the Morgan and Alanna front court tandem off the bench, kind of when you get into your rotations. What is it about that pairing that kind of sticks out to you, and what makes you think that can be effective moving forward?
They give space, you know. They give space to create driving lanes, but right now I think Morgan, she still needs to find success in her teammates, you know, like, because she scored well the last game. It wasn't the little things that, you know, we didn't win. So it doesn't really, if you're not screening, if you're not making sure that your teammates get open looks, that's what success means to us. You know, unfortunately, she's not BG or Deladon, so she has to do little shit, you know. And so that's what they have to understand. And it's not because they talk about you on ESPN that you're Deladon now. It's just not. You got to do little stuff. And that's what our team needs to do. And I've seen it done before on levels of the NBA, WNBA, where you have teams, you're like, how are they winning? Because they team the shit out of people, you know? And that's what I've been trying to get to them, that doesn't matter if you have a 25-point game, a 35-point game, what it is, those things are going to happen because you're a great player. But you can't think that that's a recipe for success for our team. And when they get it, we'll be a special group. But until then, it's going to be a lot of long faces, you know. Yeah.
Hey, James, going back to your point earlier about, you know, playing selfless, and I know you really kind of mentioned it in terms of what you would say about, you know, what it means to play selfless, but I'm just wondering, like, what else could be done, or what else do you think could be done in order to be able to strengthen the team's chemistry that seems to be lost in this current moment?
It's a lot that can be done. We've done things, you know, team bonding stuff. We go light a bonfire on Lake Michigan and wear our hula hoop stuff and sing Kumbaya and drink Harvey's favorite beer and stuff like that. So I think that stuff can help. I wanted to put them in an escape room, you know, and the last clue, just keep it, and they just be stuck there to Tuesday or something like that, and see how they like that. So maybe I do something like that. All right, thanks, guys. We're going to be fine.
for everybody to be successful and finding out exactly what it is that you can bring consistently every single day in order for the team to be successful.
This is for either of you. I mean, you all have played so many, especially you two, a lot of 6-player rotations in the middle of this stretch or whatever. I mean, how much has fatigue contributed to like not being able to like show that effort early on in games and having to claw your way back? Is that a factor in this, or is it just finding that cohesion?
I mean, fatigue is fatigue. You know, I feel like every team probably battles with similar troubles. I mean, you got players on Washington who played 30 minutes, and I'm sure they played consistently 30 minutes. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's a mental thing, like pushing through. Like, we're professional athletes. This is what we train to do, you know. So I think for us, like, I don't think we should even think about fatigue, because like we can control that mentally. Like, that's just being mentally strong. I think we need to focus on like what's happening on court for us, and like the energy that's coming from us as players in terms of just like defensive energy, like if you miss a shot, not getting down, like that type of stuff. Like fatigue, you can push through, recover, eat well, sleep, you know, like that's pretty simple. I think the other stuff is more complex, and that's probably what we need to focus on.
Anyone? Okay, thanks, players.
Sorry for keeping you guys waiting.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Scott.